Hi friends, in this video we are going to see dress up features. In dress up feature we are going to see the option of shell. So shell is nothing but whatever that volume is created. If it is currently it is like a block, so you want to have it as a casting part or plastic part, you need to give a shell. Before giving shell, you need to add the fillet. So as I told earlier, so we need to provide, first we need to give the vertical edges and then we need to give the horizontal, then only that material flow will be uniform. And before giving the value of the fillet, you need to consider your part thickness. So if it is a plastic part, if you are going with 2.5, then you need to see that fillet value. So minimum whatever you are giving here, it is a maximum fillet value. So minimum inside will be 0.5. So in that scenario you need to provide 3 mm on the outside wall. So let me show how it is forming. Just I have given fillet and I am going to give the wall thickness 2.5 mm. So the face need to remove is like the top face. So once I gave this one, so if you see, I am getting the fillet of 2.5 in the inner side and the outer side I am having 5 mm. So whatever that value you have, that is added by thickness, it is minused by thickness and adding that value inside the part. So in that scenario only that you can able to see the uniform material. So the part is uniformly thickened. So for this reason only, before giving the shell we need to provide the fillets. So in shell itself we have one more option, other faces to thicken. So locally you can add the thickness. Instead of 2.5 you can add 3.5 for the particular face. So this one also uniformly it will be formed. Yeah, moving on to thickness. Thickness is nothing but just adding the material. So you want to add the material on the top, you can select the face and you can add it. If you want to reduce the material, you need to have the minus symbol, so that material will be reduced. So whenever you are adding these operations, you have to do it before. If you want to add it on the side wall, so you need to define this one. So instead of this wall, I am selecting this one. If I give this one, overall thickness it will reduce. So before fillet you need to do this thickness operation so that your part will be proper. So if I give it here, it is taking only the particular wall. So then thread. So by default this thread is like virtual. So in drawings it will show the value of the thread, but in actual it won't have the thread profile in the part. The reason why we are having this thread or tab in virtual, it will reduce the file size. If you are adding the thread directly to the part for representation purpose, it will take more time to load the part or to edit the part. So thread is the a complicated profile, so that in CATIA we have this virtual. So whatever the thread you have created, you can show that thread value in the drawing directly instead of representing in CAD. So let me show how we are going to do this thread. Before that we need to create one hole. For positioning this hole, here we have this positioning sketch. So I want to keep it at the center of this part. I'm selecting this one and giving coincide. So the diameter of this hole I'm keeping 10. So once we have created the hole, we need to click this. Here we need to select two faces. One is lateral face and one is limit face. We have two options. One is thread and one is tab. Thread is nothing but you need to create the thread as a separate operation. Tab is nothing but self-tapping screw. For this scenario, we need to have one guiding hole. So that pilot hole will guide the screw and it will create the self-tapped threads. So here we have options: support depth up to plane dimension. It's showing the bottom type. So this height it is defining. First I'm selecting lateral face and then limit face. So here we have thin metric and thick metric. So thin is nothing but, so the pitch value is taking by default, and that whatever the thread pitch is small. For thick, so compared to thin, it is having more pitch value. So for M8 value, we have provided the thread. So the thread operation is done. Once we are checking this thread value in drawing, it will clearly show M8. Then moving on to next dress up feature, remove. So remove is nothing but removing the feature. So I want to remove this hole, so I'm just selecting and I'm giving OK, so that my hole has removed. So this one is like whenever if you have any small space or small surfaces, that time it will be helpful. The replace also similar way, replacing the face. So I'll show it in a different example, replace face, so that it is easy to understand. Thanks for watching my video. Next we will see this revolve and groove in next upcoming videos.